I think it definitely took a team effort, it took a group effort, and only thing I can think about is all the effort, all the work that was put in um, over the course of time. And I think we had a focused group out there. You know, offense was able to score points, to take advantage of opportunities, just enough to put points on the board, and then defense played their ass off. They played how they played all year, and I truly believe offense wins games, but defense wins championships, and how that defense has been able to play. It's a great testament to them.
Jalen, how did it feel when the confetti fell to win your second Super Bowl?
Should be second. Still processing it. It's been a long journey. It's been a journey of ups and downs and highs and lows, and I've always stayed true to it in the end, and having this vision of just being the best that I can be, and that evolving over time into this desire and this flame inside to win. And you don't do great things without the guys around you. So the effort, the work, always leaning on that, trusting in that, and trusting the process, and staying the course, and sticking to the script.
Hey, Jalen. Congrats on the win.
Thank you.
You became only now the fourth quarterback in NFL history to lose their first Super Bowl and then go on to win one. There's been at least 30 guys in their career who haven't managed to do that. I think that speaks to your mental toughness, and obviously even the first Super Bowl, you still played great. What does that just mean to you to hear that out loud, and obviously to silence some doubters, because there have been some throughout the season?
Well, everything comes with it, and I've always found a thrill in any doubt and any questioning and any opinions. It's always been something that I've embraced, and I don't want it to change now. It's because of the results. So just running your race and playing with purpose. This is what I'm called to do in this season of my life, and I'm gonna give it all I have and try my best to leave no stone unturned.
Jalen, was that part of the game plan from the beginning, that you could throw against the Kansas City Chiefs and go long with your receivers?
It was just something that kind of came. It was something that kind of came. I just think it's something that kind of came. We just was able to execute. And I think the main thing I'll point to is you being able to find ways to win in multiple ways. We've been able to be dominant on the ground. We've been able to be efficient in the pass game and do what needs to be done when it needs to be done. And I think over the course of our year, you guys have heard me say it, just because we don't doesn't mean we can't. And when you hear a statement like that, I think it always comes down to, well, what is your mission? And why are you doing this? I'm doing it to win. I do it to win. This team approaches it just to do the same thing, and that's what it's about. I'm not going to look back at anything and remember anything that someone said about me or an opinion that was had. I'm going to think about the championships that we won.
Jalen, was there a moment in that game when it kind of becomes like, I'm over here, let's make a statement here, like we're doing this to one of the best teams, best franchises in recent memory?
No. It's about us. It's about us and how we approach things, and it's never getting too high, never getting too low, and just processing it. You got to be able to use these experiences that you've had in the past, because they're all formative for the future, and I think we've been able to do that. I think we've been able to do that. So I give a lot of credit too, man. I think just from a chemistry standpoint, that all those Georgia guys and all the familiarity we have on our team, how the defense plays, they've had that continuity for a very long time, and so I think they've been able to carry that on from Georgia to Philly, and honestly the same thing on offense, being able to build off of prior relationships and be all in on this one thing, And I know Saquon's new to the bunch, but we've all watched him play throughout his college career. We've always known the type of player he is, the best back of our time, and put it all together.
Yeah, I think we just stuck to our process. I think a lot of things got blown, kind of 2-2. The outside world, had an opinion on what was going on and everything there, and we just stuck to our process and got better from it. Did some things a little differently, got better from a couple things. I think at the end of the day, you saw this team embrace adversity throughout the entire year. Now, it's hard to say that when you won 16 out of your last 17, but there was adversity. There's adversity constantly. And I think we did a good job of embracing that, the ups and downs of a season, and getting better from the things that we went through.
Middle aisle, second row.
Congratulations, Coach. Can you tell us what went through your head in the first drive when the OPIA flag on fourth down was coming without getting fined, maybe?
Would you say that one more time?
Without getting fined, can you tell us what went through your head?
I try to tell myself before every game, the calls have a way of evening themselves out. But sometimes in the heat of the moment, sometimes in the heat of the moment, it's hard to convince yourself of that, and the calls had a way of evening themselves out. And so mad about that at the first, but again, these guys are making split-second decisions, and that was an all-star crew out there. They earned the right to be here too at the Super Bowl, and I thought they did a good job, regardless of what I thought about that one. I wasn't able to see everything. I'm a little biased, and I don't think it should be called, but he had a better view of it, so I'm sure he made the right call there.
On behalf of the great people of Alliance, Ohio, congratulations on winning the Super Bowl. What does it mean to you to be the first Mountain Union alum to win the Super Bowl as a head coach? And also, after your Gatorade shower, after the game, you took a moment, looked in the sky, and said thank you. Can you describe that moment for us?
Yeah, just all glory to God. He gives us the talents to be in these situations, and blessed our team with talents, blessed myself with the talent to be able to coach football and the opportunity to be able to coach football. So just gratitude right there. And Mount Union taught me how to win, that's for sure. And so grateful to everybody at Mount Union, Coach Karras, all my teammates there, everyone that helped me kind of develop from there.
Far right up against the curtain.
Nick, congratulations. Back in Brazil, you told me iron sharpens iron in regards to Quinyon Mitchell being ready for his NFL debut because he went against your great wide receiver group in practice. Do you think that this was one of the keys to the Philadelphia Eagles becoming Super Bowl champions?
Yeah, I think the key to that point is the intensity at which we practice at. And when you're practicing it with that kind of intensity, training camp, you're getting those matchups, Q versus AJ and Devontae and Slay versus those guys as well. So, and BG versus Lane and Jordan versus, Sweaty and Nolan. And so you have no choice but to get better. And, that it truly is. This is the greatest team sport there is. Iron sharpens iron. I've been saying a lot today and throughout the whole year that you cannot be great without the greatness of others. That applies to coaches. That applies to player to player. Look at the special year. Saquon, has been a special player his entire career, but he was able to make history this year with the things that he did because of the special talents of the guys up front. This is the ultimate team game, and I know that, and it takes selflessness to be able to Jalen said it awesome one time. Just because we're not winning a certain way, it's crazy. Sometimes we're answering questions on how we win. It's hard to win in this league. It's a struggle every week to win in this league, and it's just because we're not winning a certain way or the way people perceive that we should win doesn't mean we can't. And today we needed the efforts of everybody. So I don't know. I kind of rambled on that question, but you can't. Long story short, you can't be great without the greatness of others.
Yeah. Chris Murray, Philadelphia Sunday Sun. Coach Sirianni, how much has Jalen Hurts grown since the last Super Bowl and all the ups and downs he had to deal with last year, and especially after the 2-2 mark that everybody criticized him for not for turning the ball over? How much has he grown as a quarterback?
Yeah, he just keeps getting better. He knows how to win. He does a great job of being able to block out all the outside noise. I think it's I find it funny when it's like well, Jalen is good because he's got a good team around him. Like, that's football. Like, again, you cannot be great without the greatness of others. Like, Jalen can't do it by himself. He needs AJ. He needs that offensive line. He needs Saquon, and vice versa. The reason Saquon has a special year, not only the offensive line, but the attention that Jalen commands for the run game. He's special. Jalen's special. And the criticism, it just blows my mind because I think he's so special and won so many games and works his butt off and just continues to get better, can block out everything and just focus on the task at hand of getting better, putting yourself positioned to win each week. And he does a great job of that. And he had an unbelievable game today when we needed him to, because when you sell out to stop, we knew how good of a coach and how good of a defense that we were playing today, but when you sell out to stop one thing, another thing opens, and Jalen was able to take advantage of that today, and man, him and this team are world champs forever.
Hi, I'm Carlton with BuzzFeed. The halftime score was shocking to a lot of people. Can you tell me what you said when you went into the locker room at halftime? What was the mood like? What was going through your head? How do you keep the guys focused after just coming out like crazy like that?
One of the things we talked about, we made sure everyone was resting at first, but one of the main things we talked about is be ready for anything. Be ready for for different exotic things. Things that make them be able to try to get back into the game. But one thing that we really focused on and studied a bunch of, we got to protect the way that they can get back into this game is, us going 3 and out on offense, having sacks, having penalties, turning the ball over, and for explosive plays to happen on offense, on their offense, giving up on our defense. And I just thought we did a great job of, handling that. We truly were playing it like, hey, this is the second game. It's 0-0, and if we win this one, we're going to win this game. And the guys were focused. The guys were locked in. It really was evident of the entire week, the entire 2 weeks. I think when we won the NFC Championship game in 2022, there was so much joy. And I don't want to say there wasn't joy. It was just like, all right, this year it was like, all right, let's go. We got to go finish the job now. And I think it was the same attitude at halftime of just locking in, focused, and let's go finish the job. And that's what we did.
Thank you.
Credit to the Eagles, man. They played better than us from start to finish. We didn't start how we wanted to. Obviously, the turnovers hurt. And, I take all the blame for that. Just those early turnovers swing the momentum of the game, and then they capitalized on them, and they scored on the one, and then they got a touchdown immediately after. So that's 14 points that I kind of gave them, and it's hard to come back from that in the Super Bowl. And so just didn't play to my standard, and I have to be better next time. Yeah, I think the kid made a great play. He sat underneath Worthy, and I tried to reset back and throw it across the field to D-Hop and put it in a tight window, and he made a great play on it, and then returned it for a touchdown. And then the second interception, I was trying to throw it to Hollywood, got bumped a little bit, but still got to find a way to make the throw. When I kind of sailed behind Hollywood and went right to the linebacker.
You guys obviously knew what this defensive line was about, that defense. How impressed were you with what Philadelphia did in this game?
Yeah, they played great. There's no way around it. They played great from start to finish. They got after it. Defensive line played really well. The DBs played well to complement them, and linebackers as well. And so, like I said, I can't turn the ball over early in the game when it's not going our way, and I'll have to learn from that and try to be better the next opportunity that I hopefully get.
We talked about the Tampa Bay Super Bowl as being a big disappointment in your career.
Mm-hmm.
Did you feel more overwhelmed today than you did that day? Is that a fair thing to say?
Both sucked. There's no way around it. Anytime you lose a Super Bowl, it's the worst feeling in the world. They'll stick with you the rest of your career. These will be the two losses that will motivate me to be even better for the rest of my career, because you only get so few of these, and you have to capitalize on these, and they hurt probably more than the wins feel good.
The chance at the three-peat, Patrick, the chance at the three-peat, does hurt more the chance that went by?
No, I mean not necessarily. Well, losing the Super Bowl just doesn't feel good either way. Anyway, I mean I was proud of how my team fought this entire season with the expectations that we had on us, but we came up short, and so now it's how you respond, and hopefully that we can learn from this like we learned from the last loss that we had, and try to continue to get even better, because it's going to take a better football, especially for me, in order to try to make a run at another Super Bowl.
Did you describe the scene in the locker room afterwards? What did you try to get across to the guys?
You know, I didn't have to say much. You know, I thought other leaders, Chris Jones especially, spoke, and like we talked about. I mean, it hurts. I mean, it's going to hurt for a while, but how can you respond from it? We have a great football team. We still have a young football team, and a lot of these guys will be their first time having a defeat in a season. And how can you get better? How can you not be satisfied with just getting here and taking your game to the next level? And that starts with me and the other leaders on this team, but it'll feed throughout the entire team, and hopefully we can come back next season and put up a better effort.
Listen, man, a compliment to our fans and all the support that they've given us. Today was a rough day. We didn't really play well in any of the phases. Didn't coach good enough. They did a nice job. I'm proud of our guys, though, for the battle, the fight that they put in throughout the year, and all the games that they've played here over the last few years. So my hat goes off to the guys for that. And we'll learn from this. Like most games here, when you don't do very well, you learn from it as a coach, you learn from it as a player, and you move on. So time's yours.
Andy, how do you explain the one-sided?
Yeah, listen, no, too many turnovers, too many penalties. Against a good football team, you just can't do that.
When you talk about the struggles offensively to the third quarter, be able to cross midfield, what Eagles did to cause that?
Yeah, so Vic does a nice job with that defense. They played well. They got good players and good scheme, and they executed better than what we did. They coached better, starts with me, and they played better.
Coach, can you talk about the offensive line struggles and how defense got so many sacks on Mahomes?
Yeah, their defensive line did a nice job, and you know, again, that happens, you know, in these games. Those lines get magnified there a little bit.
You had a chance for the three-peat. Does this hurt more that you had a chance at a three-peat and you were
Yeah.
able to finish it off?
Yeah, listen, they all hurt. You get this far. You battled your tail off to get this far. Very, very hard to do. And you know, it's we spent a lot of time doing this, and it's not a hobby, right? So we're in it the whole way, and spent a lot of hours doing it as players, as coaches. So it's going to hurt. They all hurt when you get to this level, and these things happen. Three-peat aside or any of that stuff, that you get this far and you don't play as well as you want to, it hurts.
What did you see from Patrick in terms of his
But you had a question up first. Go ahead.
What did you see from Patrick in terms of his fight on the field and his leadership off the field?
Yeah, listen, he did a good job. The guys battled all the way to the end. Did some nice things at the end, but it was too late, you know. Go ahead. Oh, there.
I was just asking, what adjustment did you try to make during halftime? Or how else did you feel like they panned out as they were?
Yeah, we went a little no huddle. It didn't work as well as we wanted it to. So, yeah, that was one of the adjustments.
What happened with the running game versus the passing game and the level of passing was?
Yeah, well, we got down. Yeah, so we threw the ball probably more than we would want to going into the game, but felt like it was important that we did that. Just get back in.
Did you think the players felt any pressure with that possible three-peat?
I don't think so. I mean, it's hard playing in this. I mean, this is a tough game. It's best against the best, and so I think they're more focused on that than they are three-peats and all that stuff. That wasn't a big issue there. Yeah, listen, we tried to. I thought they did a couple nice little things where they, you know, rolled to him, and you know, they obviously knew where he was, right? So, yeah.